10. Ezra Miller. The Flash star has made themselves unhireable after a string of arrests in Hawaii, which caused quite a stir on social media and turned the internet against them. It's easy to see why, as their latest arrest on the 19th of April was for second-degree attack. Police say that around 1:30 a.m. the actor was asked to leave a venue and quickly became irate, reportedly throwing a chair which struck a 26-year-old female on the forehead. In fact, the police say that they have received at least 10 calls about the actor since the 7th of March, with complaints ranging from filming people at a gas station to refusing to leave the sidewalk area of a restaurant. Miller has also been charged with disorderly conduct and harassment after an altercation the previous night at a karaoke bar in Hilo. Miller has since been released from jail pending further investigation, but let's just say that it doesn't look good. Number 9. Will Smith. The actor shocked fans, viewers, and Chris Rock when he walked onto the stage at the 2022 Academy Awards and slapped the comedian across the face, then casually just walked back to his seat. The incident occurred while Rock was introducing the award for Best Documentary, and he joked about Jada Pinkett Smith's haircut. It was then that Smith silently got up on stage, walked over to Rock, and slapped him across the face on live television. The shocking moment not only got him banned from the Oscars for the next 10 years, but has already cost Smith several projects which have either been cancelled altogether or shelved in the fallout from that infamous slap. For example, Apple ended up delaying the release of his much-awaited film Anticipation following the incident. Netflix also canned a sequel to his 2017 action film Bright, although they claim that this cancellation was unrelated to the slap, and there are also additional projects Smith had lined up that have been getting smacked down, leading many to believe that his career will never fully recover. Number 8. Chrissy Teigen. 35-year-old cookbook author faced heavy criticism this year following reports of cyberbullying. Many celebrities came forward to accuse her, including Lindsay Lohan, Farrah Abraham, and Project Runway star Michael Costello. Teigen publicly apologized for her past behavior multiple times, including a lengthy post on Medium, which she shared on social media. She also opened up about being put in the cancel club following the controversy. Teigen wrote on Instagram in July, "Going outside sucks and just doesn't feel right. Being at home alone with my mind makes my depressed head race." She ended her post jokingly asking if there was a cancel club reunion that she could attend. From there, Teigen was dealt a huge blow after reports circulated that retail giant Bloomingdale's had pulled out of a deal that they had in place with her. Macy's also said that it was not actively selling her cookbook, Cravings, on their website, and it's difficult to see how her career will recover from such bad publicity. Number 7. Chris Noth. Following the release of City spin-off and Just Like That, 2 women came forward to accuse the actor of 2 separate incidents of SA that occurred between 2004 and 2015. The next day, a third woman, an actress and director Zoe Lister-Jones, accused the actor of misconduct on the set of Law and Order. Noth has since been dropped by his talent agency and will not be appearing in the upcoming episodes of The Equalizer. The actor denied the allegations in a statement to Us Weekly, saying, quote, "The encounters were consensual." But it was much too late, because eventually his scenes in And Just Like That were deleted, making his character's death scene his final appearance in the series. And that seems like it's pretty much it for his career in Hollywood. Number 6. Drew Barrymore. Drew faced intense blowback for her decision to resume taping her talk show despite the months-long writer's strike that was going on this year. And this is what made her wildly unpopular. According to SAG-AFTRA rules, as long as hosts or guests don't discuss or promote struck work, then she would have been in the clear, since the network code agreement allows daytime hosts to perform hosting duties. But the thing is that her show operates with union writers, so new episodes would have required moving forward without their writers on staff. At the time, the WGA condemned her decision. They said Drew Barrymore should not be on the air while her writers are on strike fighting for a fair deal. In reality, shows like this cannot operate without writing, and that is struck work. But what really got people angry about this was all the hypocrisy, seeing that back in May, Drew stepped down as host of the MTV Movie and TV Awards in a show of support and solidarity to the striking writers. At the time, she said, "I have listened to the writers, and in order to fully respect them, I will pivot from hosting the MTV Movie and TV Awards live in solidarity with the strike." But then only a few months later, it seemed as though she had gone back on her stance, which is why she was immediately labeled a scab. Number 5. Selena Gomez. The actress and singer completely lost her cool when fans started attacking her new boyfriend Benny Blanco. Now she got herself in hot water for defending him and going on an embarrassing Instagram rant professing her love for him. So all of this crazy drama started when she confirmed that she's been secretly dating the music producer for about 6 months, and apparently no one knew a thing about it. But as soon as she revealed their relationship on Instagram, her own fans started attacking her in the comment section, and things got heated very quickly. People accused Benny of not treating Selena well and disrespecting her in the past. They dug up an interview that he did in 2020 where he called Selena a cookie-cutter pop artist while praising her ex-boyfriend Justin Bieber. And if you watch this interview, it's pretty obvious that he doesn't think too highly of her as an artist, because he also makes fun of her makeup line and insinuates that she's just not a serious musician. But when fans brought this to Selena's attention, she got extremely defensive and started ranting about how she just doesn't care. She wrote, "He is still better than anyone I've ever been with. Facts." She also told another upset fan who said that Benny has put a curse on her that he has been the best thing that's ever happened to her. And the fighting did not stop there. From that point on, it only got worse. Number 4, Drake Bell. The former Nickelodeon star caused a lot of panic earlier in the year when he was declared missing and endangered by police. He was then found the following day and claimed that he had just left his phone in the car for the night and that's why he wasn't answering. But this whole incident had people wondering, is Drake Bell really okay? He had fans worrying about his mental health with all of his recent antics. Back in December, he was spotted inhaling substances out of a balloon while his son was in the backseat of his car. Eyewitnesses said that he was inhaling and deflating this balloon for more than half an hour while his son seemed to be asleep. A couple weeks later, he checked into rehab to try to get treatment. Soon after that, his wife of 5 years announced that she was leaving him and moving to Florida with their son. She revealed that she was filing for divorce, and a source told Page 6 that she had enough of her husband's antics. Quote, "They had some incredible times before, but he needs to focus on being healthy and they'll always be great co-parents in the future." So for a lot of fans, the unraveling of Drake's public persona is very upsetting to see. Number 3, Amanda Bynes. Although the actress has been out of the spotlight for several years now, she resurfaced on social media last month and looks completely different, leaving fans to wonder what on earth was going on with Amanda Bynes. In the latest video she posted, it is clear that she now looks completely unrecognizable. Amanda recently went on Instagram Live to talk about the release of her new podcast, and fans were shocked with her platinum blonde mullet, blue eyebrows, septum ring, and the heart-shaped tattoo that she had on her face. While it's true that she has been away from the spotlight for a long time, she looks like a totally different person now, especially if you compare it to the way that she used to look in the 2000s, back when she was still acting. So she's clearly doing better these days, considering that she is trying to get herself back out there. But that's also come with a lot of hardships and after a long battle with her mental health. And while a lot of fans are dying to support her comeback, there are some who are genuinely concerned about her. Many were asking where and when she seemed to get treatment, and they even compared her meltdown to the same one that Britney Spears went through. One user commented that it's sad to see the life gone from her eyes. So it's safe to say that there has been just as much positive feedback as there has been negative. Number 2, Garrett Hedlund. The star of Friday Night Lights, Tron Legacy, and the United States vs. Billie Holiday was sadly arrested for public intoxication after he created a ruckus in Franklin County, Tennessee, and he was eventually released on a $2,000 bond. The man who called the authorities on the star also claimed that he attempted to jump out of a car earlier in the day. The arrest occurred just one day after the news broke that Garrett had split from his girlfriend at the time, Emma Roberts, with whom he shares a 2-year-old son named Rose. At the time, he was also going through a series of other legal issues, and he was previously arrested on 2 DUI charges in February back in 2020. He was arraigned the same month and was released after posting a $100,000 bond. Garrett was then sued for negligence after allegedly causing a head-on collision because he passed out behind the wheel of his car and he ran a solid red light at a high rate of speed. His blood alcohol level tested at 0.36%, which is 4 times the legal limit. There were also open bottles of alcoholic beverages in the car that he tried to discard before the police arrived. So clearly he was still coping with the stress of the impending lawsuit. And coming in at number 1, Doja Cat. The singer made headlines for all the wrong reasons when she started beefing with Stranger Things star Noah Schnapp, all for revealing a private conversation where she asked to be hooked up with his Stranger Things co-star Joseph Quinn. A screenshot of their exchange went viral after it was shared by Noah in a deleted TikTok, much to Doja's annoyance. The 26-year-old singer then went live on TikTok, calling the 17-year-old's actions degrading, exploitative, and super embarrassing. She claimed that what he did was so unbelievably socially unaware and whack, even went as far to call him a snake, saying that he shared information that she did not feel comfortable with him sharing. So how do you think people responded to this drama? Well, everyone was surprised with just how much Doja blamed Noah, considering his age and the fact that in previous tweets she has openly expressed her attraction towards Joseph, but in a lighthearted way. People largely supported Noah in the feud, no surprise there, and Doja ended up losing 200,000 Instagram followers in the week after she posted that video.
Number 10. Percy Hines White. With the Netflix series Wednesday premiered last year, the world collectively agreed that it was fantastic. It was dark, fun, mysterious, and it was well written for the most part. The only side plot that really added nothing to the show was the love triangle between Wednesday, the coffee shop boy, and Percy Hines White. Percy is a young up-and-coming actor who's appeared in plenty of TV shows and films in his short career. Wednesday skyrocketed him to a new level of recognition, which might be the cause of the allegations that were thrown his way earlier this year. An unnamed woman claimed that he mistreated her when they were living in Toronto. In June, he posted on his Instagram telling people that he needed to clear something up. According to Percy, he doesn't actually know who this woman is, and because of her misinformation, his family and friends were doxxed and received threats to end their lives. He continued to say that in addition to people using underage photos and examples of him acting in character to present him as hateful, he concluded his post by saying that the misinformation was distressing, as well as thanked those who supported his efforts. After the hashtag #CancelPercy gained momentum on Twitter, the accusations began to grow. So much hate just from a rumor started on Twitter when there's no legal accusations, proof of anything, it's just fans gone wild. Number 9. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was set to host the Oscars back in 2019, but he was fired last minute after a stand-up bit and a series of tweets had resurfaced that painted him as anti-LGBTQ+. In 2009, Kevin sent out a series of tweets that contained jokes about his feelings about his son potentially coming out in the future, making comments that he would break a dollhouse over his head if he saw him playing with it. He said some harsher stuff that I will not repeat and no one should look up because it's a little bit rough, and I can understand why a lot of people found the comments rude and damaging, because they were. At the time, the comments didn't go unnoticed, but at the time they flew under the radar in terms of media coverage. He then repeated the jokes on stage in his Seriously Funny special. There are also a few homophobic jokes written into the script of the film Get Hard, which I have seen, and I do agree it's a little bit much. In 2015, when asked about the tweets, he told people that he would not be repeating the jokes that he made today, but that the only reason was because the times had been too sensitive. When he was announced as a host in 2018, the internet put a case together as to why he shouldn't be the host. The Oscars were forced to fire him in the role due to the alarming number of hate mail they were receiving on a daily basis. Before they actually let him go, they did give him an option to either apologize and own up or be let go. When Hart released a statement on Instagram, he decided to pass on an apology because he had apparently addressed it several times and acknowledged the rights and wrongs of the incident. The statement only led to more online outrage and sparked a debate, but the next day he released a separate statement apologizing for his actions and words, and especially to the community he insulted. Number 8. Liam Neeson. Liam is a prolific actor. He might be a terrible dad on screen, but he is a great actor. Unfortunately, his acting skills were nowhere to be found when he was being interviewed by The Independent. As part of the interview, the conversation veered into life versus art, and if there was anything that had happened to him in his real life that influenced his film roles. This prompted Liam to tell the person interviewing him that he once walked the streets with a stabby-jabby pen for weeks, just hoping to take his anger out after someone close to him was physically mistreated by a person of color. Liam said that he was ashamed of his actions, but his remarks sparked widespread outrage. The interview was to promote the film Cold Pursuit, which is exactly what it sounds like, and the interviewer asked many questions, including how his character turns to anger, and he replied, "Something primal kicks in." He then went on a tangent about what one goes through when a family member close to you is hurt and there is nothing that can be done. He told a story that I can't repeat because of the heavy subject matter, but it was so intense that journalists interviewing him told BBC News that anyone hearing the thoughts he was reporting here here would be shocked and appalled in many ways. He himself has said that he's ashamed to think of the way that he used to say and do things, and he is of course shocked at how awful he became. He received a ton of backlash, but so far he hasn't been cancelled. Number 7. Casey Affleck. Casey has had an interesting career. Being the brother of Ben Affleck has had its advantages. However, he was able to build a career for himself away from his brother to the point where he now has an Oscar for Manchester by the Sea. 1 year after he got that Oscar, he gave his first candid interview about the allegations that he had mistreated two women on the set of his independent film I'm Still Here. Affleck directed and produced the mockumentary and admitted in an interview that the teleprompter glitched and now it is a blue screen. Affleck directed and produced the mockumentary and admitted in an interview that the set was unprofessional. He admitted that he was the main contributor to the situation and took responsibilities for his actions. He then admitted that he made major mistakes and used poor judgment. It was one of the first movies that he had ever actually directed, and he was unsure of what his role was, according to himself. Meanwhile, the actual allegations range from Casey sneaking into bed with a woman to himself and the star of the film, Joaquin Phoenix, locking themselves in a hotel room with some ladies of the night. Affleck denied the allegations for a long time, but after admitting to his misdeeds, nothing really happened. Like, he was cancelled in the eyes of the media and by his fans, but he still works, he writes, he produces films to this day. It's in smaller capacities, but still. Number 6. Tom Cruise. While Tom may be an action movie star and was once a young Hollywood heartthrob, he actually has a massive temper. According to both former assistants as well as several co-stars from his past, Cruise is a regular toddler and is known to throw tantrums being set off by small things. His former manager, Eileen Berlin, presented him with a gift on his 19th birthday. She gave him an album of teen magazine articles that were written about him, and apparently that set him off. He told his manager that he considered himself an adult, not a teen idol, and then whipped the book in her face. Another example of Tom's aggression was on display during the filming of the sequel to Top Gun, Maverick. During this time, Tom and the rest of the film crew were tasked to film on an actual aircraft carrier that was still in use by the military. One of the crew posted on Twitter calling out the audacity of Tom's behavior. He tweeted that Tom Cruise was actually on their ship, telling people not to talk or look at him. After a few choice words, the crewmate made it very clear that Tom would never be welcome aboard the vessel again. These are just two examples though. Tom has blown up on film crews several times in the past, to the point where his Mission Impossible 2 co-stars are constantly scared of him on set and what he may freak out about next. Number 5. Taylor Swift. Unpopular opinion here. Taylor's tyranny of torment must end now. Taylor Swift has made a name for herself as a person who thrives on the ending of a relationship. Since the late 2000s, Taylor has been making millions in the music industry. Her songs like Love Story and 22 are anthems to many. The catchy tunes tend to come from a place of so-called heartache, however. Taylor has thanked her exes on several occasions for inspiring the songs that made her who she is today. People like Tom Hiddleston, Harry Styles, Jake Gyllenhaal all have had a part to play in the inception of some true bops. The argument can and should be made that Taylor just needs to chill. She has made several songs that were good without the need to berate an ex, and some of those songs are pretty revealing. Imagine if after you broke up with someone, there was a song that popped up on your phone by U2 called Why They Left You. Number 4. Ariana Grande. Now, she's got one less problem without you, and honestly, we'd probably be fine with that. Ariana rose to fame on the hit Nick series Victorious before spinning off and becoming a pop singing sensation. While she may be a good girl and good impressionist on screen, just ask Jimmy Fallon, behind the scenes she's reportedly cold, quiet, and a lot like Taylor Swift, she hates on her exes through song. When she broke up with Saturday Night Live alumni Pete Davidson, she released a song called Pete Davidson, blatantly singing and trashing about her ex-fiance. The song made her a lot of money, of which Pete received none. If you're gonna trash someone, at least give them a little piece of that cheddar. On top of this, her behavior in general has been pretty chaotic. She once left a meet and greet because she didn't like the way the photos were turning out. Those people paid hundreds of dollars and she was like, yeah, thank you, next. In 2015, a video surfaced of Ariana visiting a Californian donut shop. The owners were beyond excited to see her until she began licking donuts and then putting them back on the shelves. According to the shop owners, those donuts were never paid for and they had to be thrown away. They really should have preserved them and sold them online though, because some people are weird. This incident also got her nixed from performing at a White House event despite multiple public apologies. The darkest of stories comes from a Hollywood insider though and has not been confirmed to be 100% true. The man in question was working with Ariana at a signing event and apparently she was all smiles until the event was over and they got in the elevator. According to them, her first words as the doors closed were, "I hope they all frickin' perish." Only she didn't say perish. Kinda makes you realize why Nickelodeon stars aren't as popular as adults. Number 3. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey may echo in your skull around this time of year, but according to most, you should really keep that space in your head reserved for someone else, maybe Michael Bublé. Mariah has been known to be a bit of a diva over the years, apparently making outlandish requests and taking part in some really strange moments. For instance, when giving birth to her children, Mariah had the doctors play a live version of her song Fantasy, so that her voice was the first thing that they heard in the world. Unfortunately, it was on shuffle and it played Bird as the Word. No, but that would have been fantastic and scarred them for life. She's walked out of presidential events because she wasn't the center of attention. She makes people speak to her with a whiteboard the night before performances to preserve her voice, and literally made someone roll out a red carpet for her when she walks out of vehicles. Like that lady from Guardians of the Galaxy. Just is literally someone's job to crouch down and go just all day. Needless to say, she's currently classified as a diva, but honestly we should classify her as canceled, because all I want for Christmas is a new song. Number 2, Jared Leto. Jared Leto is an interesting fellow. Hey, it rhymes. He started his own religious group. He brings a new meaning to the word method acting, and let's face it, he kinda sucks. Over the past few years, reports from Jared's fellow actors are anything but positive. When he was the Joker, he left his fellow castmates use adult devices, pig heads, and live snakes in their trailers as gifts. He was trying to stay method as the Joker, but anyone on the receiving end of those gifts just wish he would go away. On top of that, he's been known to stay in character, meaning that if he's playing someone who's angry or silent, that's how he's gonna be the entire time he's on set. This guy hasn't really been questioned for his actions at any point in recent history, only being called a weirdo, and then we just leave it at that. With his career still well on the rise, here's hoping Jared will eventually be called out for good and added to Hollywood's no-no list. Number 1, Morgan Freeman. Yes, the voice of God himself, Morgan Freeman, has been a soothing soul for many, many years. To this day, families can hear Morgan narrate the world around them in an immersive 360 IMAX screen at the Science Center in Toronto. He may be a comfort to some, but according to a few women, Morgan is actually their nightmare. Morgan has been accused of inappropriate behavior on multiple occasions between 1991 and 2015. According to one production assistant from the film Going in Style, which is a bank heist movie featuring himself, Michael Caine, and Alan Arkin, Freeman subjected her to unwanted touching and comments about her figure and clothing on a near daily basis. Gentlemen, lend me your ear! This move is rarely well received, get a new move. According to her, in one instance, Freeman attempted to lift her skirt and asked to see her underclothes. She was not the only one to speak out though. A senior member of the production staff on the film, Now You See Me Too, told CNN that Freeman harassed her and her female assistant on numerous occasions, making similar comments to figures and clothing. I could go on with more and more examples, but to save some time, I will boil it down for you. Morgan Freeman is a little creepy, and I'm sorry to say it, but this dude needs to retire as soon as possible.
Starting off with Matt Pat. Now, Matt Pat didn't exactly destroy his career, he only quit. But his loyal fan base is pretty devastated by this news. In a recent heartfelt YouTube video called Goodbye Internet, Matt Pat announces his retirement from the platform. Citing personal reasons, he expresses the desire to dedicate more time to his family, particularly his son Ali. Throughout the video, Matt Pat shares that this decision wasn't sudden, but something he and his wife Steph, who co-managed the channel with him, had been considering for a while. The couple prioritizes family over the demanding schedule of constant uploads, making a tough decision to step back from their established YouTube presence. Drop a comment below if this news hit you hard too. Game Theory was an extremely popular YouTube channel, and watching something this legendary come to an end is sad to see. As expected, the announcement sparked a wave of emotional responses from fans and fellow content creators. Many expressed their gratitude for Matt Pat's contributions to the platform and shared their best wishes for his future endeavors. Others shared personal stories of how Matt Pat's videos have impacted them in positive ways, whether it was through educational content or simply providing entertainment and laughs. This retirement marks the end of an era for the YouTube community, as Matt Pat and his channels have been a staple in the platform for over a decade. From humble beginnings as a gaming channel to creating multiple successful shows such as Game Theory and Film Theory, Matt Pat has truly left his mark on the platform. Meet Canyon. Meet Canyon struggles facing cancellation and isolation. The drama involving Meet Canyon and a friend almost cost them their job. Miss Breezy has been vocal about her mixed feelings, while a former editor has owned up to their shortcomings amidst issues with deadlines and ongoing excuses. Meet Canyon has had to navigate a series of personal and professional hurdles, including an unfortunate incident at a concert, a loss within their family, family and a missed deadline, which caused communication breakdowns and feelings of isolation. Now let's delve into the isolating experience of being an editor, how sudden fame can alter YouTubers' personas, and the potential adverse ramifications of such a personality shift in the industry. Meet Canyon struggles with unreliable contractors, technical setbacks, and tense working relationships highlight the importance of regular backups and maintaining professional integrity in this industry. Popular YouTuber Tom Scott recently made headlines by announcing a significant pullback from his regular YouTube activities, leaving fans speculating about his YouTube future. Tom has clarified that he's not entirely leaving the platform, but is downsizing his content production. While he likens this shift to a form of retirement, he also assures fans that this doesn't mark the end of his creative career. Having launched his first YouTube video nearly a decade ago, Scott has garnered widespread praise for the quality, accuracy, and accessibility of his content. His range of topics, from niche subjects like the absence of Dasani water in the UK to pressing issues like AI dangers and YouTube's copyright controversies, have kept audiences engaged and informed in equal measure. Although he'll be uploading new videos less frequently going forward, fans can still look forward to his podcasts and occasional YouTube posts. Fellow YouTubers such as Jay Foreman, John Green, and Rare Earth have publicly acknowledged Scott's contributions to the platform, lauding his commitment to integrity and quality. Despite this change of pace, Tom Scott's impact on the YouTube community remains undiminished. The Ace family, a well-known American YouTube clan, is undergoing a significant change. Austin and Catherine McBroom, the couple behind the channel, have publicly announced their decision to end their marital journey. They've chosen to share this emotional news with their 18 million plus subscribers who've become like an extended family over the 7 years they've been married and creating content. The couple, who have shared their lives and the upbringing of their 3 children, have posted 712 vlogs in total, showcasing their family experiences, but now they've mutually decided to move on as individuals. In Catherine's heartfelt Instagram post, she speaks of 2024 as a year of transformative change, one where she will be facing new challenges. The couple have agreed amicably to a divorce, citing irreconcilable challenges. She expresses both the heartbreak and a sense of liberation in her words, mentioning her dedicated focus on her children and family over the years, which seems to have led her to lose sight of her personal happiness. In a shocking turn of events, swirling rumors suggest another reason for the Ace family's separation. It seems that Austin McBroom, one half of the popular YouTube duo, is facing allegations of cheating. While these are merely rumors at this stage, they have fueled considerable speculation among their fan base and beyond. What happened to Jenna Marbles? Jenna Nicole Mori, widely recognized as Jenna Marbles, with a fan base of over 20 million subscribers, was among the first few to reach star status on YouTube. She won hearts with her hilarious sketches and delightful videos featuring her dogs, establishing her as a respected comedian. However, in 2020, Jenna decided to take a break from social media and content creation. It's been over 3 years since then, and Jenna hasn't made a comeback yet. So what happened to Jenna Marbles, and what made her quit the internet? Let's unravel this mystery. It's been more than 3 years since Jenna's last YouTube video. What transpired? On June 25th, 2020, Jenna released what turned out to be her final video on her channel, announcing her exit from YouTube. This decision followed the resurfacing of some of her older videos featuring her in blackface amid the 2020 Black Lives Matter movement. One such controversial video from 2011 showed Jenna imitating Nicki Minaj. Jenna also faced criticism for other incidents, including a 2011 music video with racial slurs against Asians, where she lent her voice. Moreover, she was criticized for making derogatory comments, belittling other women, and displaying questionable behavior in other videos. Renowned for his pranks, Logan has, on multiple occasions, crossed the line with his antics, with this instance being one of the worst. His famous Japan video, one of the largest scandals in YouTube's history, and not without good cause. While on holiday in Japan, Logan and his friends decided to visit Aokigahara Forest, often referred to as the Suicide Forest due to history of frequent self-offings. Here they stumbled upon a body, and not only did they film it, but they also laughed as they did so. The video was later uploaded on YouTube. Although Logan has offered an apology since, critics argued that it seemed disingenuous, and that incident has certainly solidified his notoriety. Despite his immense popularity, Logan's antics have often crossed the line of morality and decency. One such instance was where he staged his own passing, taking advantage of his young followers for views and attention. The traumatic experience for these impressionable fans is just one of many questionable decisions made by Logan in pursuit of fame. In January 2020, popular YouTuber Jason Ethier, widely known as I'm J Station, confessed of faking the passing of fellow YouTuber Alexia Morano. The aim of this controversial act was to boost his subscriber count on YouTube. Jason in the video detailed his plan. We designed this idea of faking Alexia's passing, followed by a prank video on YouTube, all in an attempt to draw attention to our Dream Team channel. The plan entailed announcing her passing, then making a Ouija board video, which he did, and finally calling her at 3 AM to resurrect her, all in a bid to attract more followers to their channel. However, things did not go as expected. After Jason published and later deleted a video about her passing and another one visiting her memorial, Alexia's parents got involved, insisting on the videos being taken down. The situation escalated when Jason woke up one day to find Alexia gone, having taken all her belongings and cutting off all contact with him, effectively ending their relationship. Now, the year 2020 saw the YouTube beauty community's tensions skyrocket, with Jeffree Star at the epicenter. Jeffree, no stranger to controversy, found his feud with Laura Lee, Gabriel Zamora, and Manny MUA to be perhaps his most significant and convoluted yet. The drama intensified after Shane Dawson's docuseries featuring Jeffree was released, leading Gabriel to revisit Jeffree's decade-old racist remarks. In retaliation, Jeffree's followers uncovered contentious tweets from Gabriel, Manny, Nikita, and Laura, prompting Gabriel, Manny, and Laura to share videos expressing their remorse. In a surprising turn of events, Jeffree found himself in hot water for sporting cornrows in a campaign for Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This move was met with criticism, including a rebuke from Jackie on Twitter concerning his campaign and past racial slurs. Only a few weeks later, Thomas Halbert, another YouTuber, released a video addressing racism in the beauty community, indirectly referencing Jeffree. In a shocking YouTube scandal, Kangwa Ren, popularly known as Reset, was slapped with a 15-month prison term and a hefty $22,300 fine. The YouTuber had filmed himself pranking a homeless man by giving him an Oreo cookie filled with toothpaste instead of the usual cream filling. Barcelona declared him guilty of infringing upon the moral integrity of his unsuspecting victim in 2017, as reported by HuffPost. However, it's unlikely that Reset will actually serve prison time because under Spanish law, the first-time non-violent offenders with sentences less than 2 years typically have their sentences suspended. Reset had profited from the controversial Oreo video, now taken down from YouTube, earning more than 2,000 euros. In the video, Reset callously remarked about the homeless man, "This will help clean his teeth. I don't think he has cleaned them since he became poor." Despite it being a non-violent crime, Judge Rosa Aragonés justified the severe sentence by stating that this was not a one-off incident and that Reset had a history of cruel behaviors towards vulnerable victims. And notable YouTubers such as Shane Dawson, Philip DeFranco, and H3H3 Productions have endorsed BetterHelp, a platform promoting itself as an accessible and professional online counseling service. These YouTube celebrities presented BetterHelp as a convenient way to access mental health support from your own home digitally. However, some have started to question its credibility. Other YouTubers, Keemstar and PewDiePie, raised doubts about the validity of BetterHelp services. Despite advertising a weekly rate of $65, the platform's terms of service reveal that they bill on a monthly basis. PewDiePie also pointed out that the company's websites once stated that they do not verify the skills, degrees, qualifications, licensure, certification, credentials, competence, or background of any counselor, a statement that has since been removed. In response to the ensuing criticism, BetterHelp CEO dismissed the claims against the company as ridiculous, attributing them to amplified YouTube drama. Philip and Boogie2988 have momentarily severed their promotional ties with BetterHelp, but Shane's association with the company remains unclear.
Ariana Grande shocked the world when she divorced from her real estate husband, Dalton Gomez, who I personally think looks a lot like Pete Davidson if he wasn't from New York, and began dating yeah, SpongeBob. Well, at least from the Broadway musical Ethan Slater. And right away, the two began to get instant hate because of the rumored cheating that happened. And long story short, the two were in a different relationship and started hanging out and having double dates with their previous partners, and ultimately broke things off and ended up together. They've been quite quiet about their relationship, but one person who was Ethan's ex, Lily J, has welcomed their son back in 2022. But a year later, filed for divorce and began dating Ariana, and people have even compared Ethan to looking a lot like Ariana's brother Frankie. And let's take a look to compare, and let's take a guess on which one's Ariana's brother versus Ethan's Ethan Slater. I'm gonna be completely honest, they look a lot like a different font of each other, or at least a mirror reflection. Well, if you guessed Frankie was on the left and Ethan was on the right, ding ding ding, you got it right. And one Reddit user wrote, Ethan is slightly more punchable, I think it's his bob teeth. That was not my words, but another user also wrote, they look like identical twins who have made a pact to look different from one another to little success. Like, I see the similarities and identical, maybe a little bit. Plus, others have been saying Ariana's been slowly morphing into Ethan, but I'll let you be the judge of that. And another celebrity couple that keeps getting in trouble is Kanye West and former Yeezy employee Bianca Censori. As controversial as Kanye is, this relationship just makes things worse, as many believe he is using Bianca like a prop in order to humiliate and get back at Kim. She looked a lot like Kim before dating Kanye, as we can see here. The hair, the style, the body, they were all similar. But once Bianca began dating the rapper, she completely changed her appearance. She's blonde now, has short hair, and many even noticed Kanye has completely changed her style, as she often wears sheer clothes that basically show off her entire body. And this couple has even gotten banned from a company in Italy after being photographed on their boat doing questionable activities, and that went viral. From the moment Selena Gomez made it public that she began dating Benny Blanco, the comment section went crazy. And they started to compare Benny Blanco to Pete Davidson, as they don't understand how he pulled such a beauty like Selena. And of course, beauty is suggestive, and months after hinting towards a new crush, it was finally confirmed in December of 2023. So first she liked the celebrity post page about the rumors surrounding her and Benny, and then the same account posted that Selena liked their previous photo, and Selena even commented facts to confirm she is indeed dating Benny. Plus, let's take a look to see what she added on her story. She looks all cuddly and comfortable, but I can't stop staring at his zebra shirt. There's so many zebras. And when people commented about Selena's new relationship, calling Benny words like unhandsome, Selena would defend her man and write back with, I feel bad for you. And in another comment, even added he's better than anyone else she's ever been with. So although many Selena fans are just happy she's happy, others are critical. But like Selena once said, it comes naturally when you're with me, baby. Gypsy Rose was sentenced to prison after being involved in her mother's passing and gained huge media attention as she was recently released, and some are happy for her because of the motives behind her actions years ago, as she suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy. But since she was released, her husband Ryan has been getting hate, and many have been comparing his looks to Gypsy's mother Dee Dee, as we can see in this photo. The two side by side are honestly quite similar, but she wasn't afraid to defend her love in his Instagram comments, telling him not to let the hate get to him because they're just jealous he's got a fire D. Her words, not mine. Okay, for a period of time, I'm pretty sure I couldn't search for football scores or news without seeing anything about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And this made many fans, I should specify and say football fans, mad because there were so many comments about how she's just using him for a new album. But the majority were mad that too many broadcasters were mentioning Taylor Swift and would cut away to the game, which made them feel like it was destroying it. I don't know, I don't really watch football. Chris, the producer, what do you think about this?
Actually, I don't watch football.
Oh, well, you can let us know if you watch football, but besides all that, her fans seem to be very happy for her, as they've been sharing clips of him attending her shows, and according to both their families, they've never seen them happier. Have you ever seen that girl who went viral for dressing up as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce as a couple's costume years before they actually began dating? Because that girl and her boyfriend should buy a lottery ticket. Have you ever adopted a child and years later decided to marry them? Yeah, it's weird, right? Because this is exactly what Woody Allen's relationship with his own stepdaughter is like. In fact, he ended his 10-year affiliation with his wife at the time, actor Mia Farrow, in order to pursue his relationship with Soon Yi, which is his adopted daughter. I don't understand how this is allowed, but I don't know, it might just be me. They even appeared on red carpet events together, hand in hand, and if you don't know the story between them, you would assume there is nothing wrong, but the other adopted siblings have claimed disgusting acts Woody allegedly did to them. Definitely a hated celebrity couple, and personally, I think it's a good reason. Anyways, I always see things on my social media that I simply don't care about, and that includes Jada Pinkett Smith and her relationship with Will Smith. And although Jada seems to be what many point their finger towards, calling her a narcissist who overshares information that should be kept private, whoa, sorry Will, I'll make sure to keep her name out of my mouth once she stops oversharing information that we didn't ask for. But they have ultimately grown as a couple. Many can't stand it, and those who once supported him have even given up on him because of his wife. I mean, the two even had a school back in 2008 called New Village Leadership Academy, which taught curriculum with a technique called study technology, which is a method devised by L. Ron Hubbard, who is the founder of the cult or religion Scientology. But yeah, the couple has been criticized for everything from their relationship to red table talk and their parenting, and of course the Oscars slap. One couple I definitely did not see coming was the romance between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. The two, who seem to be complete opposites, have been spending time together away from the spotlight, but of course not too far away, because there are photos of the two showing PDA, and this was just surprising to some, with one person asking if this was a prank. Another user wrote, "Tell me how I still don't believe Timothy and Kylie know each other despite there being video evidence now." Here, let's see a photo of the two side by side and see if it's really surprising or not. Oops, wrong one, I meant to show this one. They were kissing and everything, but I think no matter who Kylie dates, they will probably get hate for just being with her. Stormy baby, it looks like Timothy's your new stepfather. Moving on, imagine being with someone for 10 years and once you guys break up, they begin dating someone who you met as a child. While Vanessa Hudgens and Austin Butler were long-term lovers before ultimately splitting, which resulted in Austin dating supermodel Cindy Crawford's daughter, Kaya Gerber. She is much younger than Austin and was a fan of Vanessa back when High School Musical was released. Look at the difference. It's so crazy that they didn't know it back then, but both girls would end up dating the same man. And because of this, many have actually begun to have a lack of respect towards Austin. Alexa, play I Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical 2. Usually the royal family marries within, but Prince Harry had other thoughts as he married former Suits actress Meghan Markle. But since day one, they have gained a ton of hate, especially due to their public appearances and interviews speaking up against the royal family and making serious claims against them. But over the years, it appears the two have been going strong as they even welcomed a family of their own. But it doesn't seem like they have a very good relationship with the royals themselves, and there's even been videos of the public ignoring Meghan or not liking her.
Our first celebrity who will not be attending this year's mega sports event is singer Pink. And the reasoning is, she was offered the halftime show slot and turned it down. NFL executives were reportedly furious after Pink's 2018 Super Bowl national anthem performance. The NFL reportedly offered her the halftime gig for the following year, but she declined. Pink opened up about her decision to turn down the halftime show to Billboard in 2019, citing the potential for backlash amid her personal politics. "Everybody that does it gets so persecuted," she told the outlet. The singer was also adamant about protesting the NFL's treatment of Colin Kaepernick, stating, "I'd probably take a knee and get carried out. They should only give it, because of the current controversy, to African American or Latino women for a while," Pink added. Our next celebrity is Cardi B. Cardi was also offered the halftime slot and declined, and again, the NFL higher-ups were not impressed. In 2019, Cardi B told the Associated Press that she declined the offer with, quote, "mixed feelings." Cardi B told the outlet that she felt like she owed it to Colin Kaepernick to say no. Quote, "I got to sacrifice a lot of money to perform, but there's a man who sacrificed his job for us, so we gotta stand behind him," Cardi added. In the interview, the rapper also talked about her husband Offset and his complicated relationship with football due to his politics. He really wants to go to the Super Bowl, but he can't go to the Super Bowl because he's got to stand for something, she continued. Now, if you're confused about why these celebs are turning down the halftime show for Colin Kaepernick, here is the scoop. In 2016, football player Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem before a game to protest unrelenting police violence against black communities and was blacklisted because of it. Next on our list, we have Will Smith. The reasoning behind his probable banning is because of the infamous Oscars moment when Will went on stage and slapped Oscars host Chris Rock after he made a comment about Will's ex-wife Jada Pinkett Smith. In 2022, Will Smith received a 10-year ban from the Academy Awards for slapping Chris on stage, meaning he cannot attend the Oscars until 2033. Yikes. Due to his aggressive behavior at publicized events, it's likely the actor will not be allowed to attend the star-studded sports event. In his resignation, Smith said he would, quote, "accept any further consequences that the board deems appropriate. I betrayed the trust of the Academy," he added in his statement. "I deprived other nominees and winners of their opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated for their extraordinary work." In its letter announcing the ban, the board expressed, quote, deep gratitude to Chris Rock for maintaining his composure under extraordinary circumstances, and also thanked our hosts, nominees, presenters, and winners for their poise and grace during the telecast. This action we are taking today in response to Will Smith's behavior is a step toward a larger goal of protecting the safety of our performers and guests and restoring trust in the Academy, the letter concluded. We also hope this can begin a time of healing and restoration for all involved and impacted. Our next celebrity may come as a bit of a shock. Miss Taylor Swift. As girlfriend of Kansas City Chiefs player Travis Kelce, who will be playing at this year's Super Bowl, you'd think Taylor would obviously be allowed at the event, but not necessarily. The NFL has strict rules when it comes to what celebrities are allowed in their crowd, and the NFL may see Taylor as a distraction to the big game. One football fan reportedly yelled at Taylor while she was watching a Chiefs game, screaming, "You're ruining football." And one time, she was loudly booed when she was shown on screen during a Kansas City Chiefs game. Another reason why she might not be invited to the Super Bowl is because she's also one of those celebs on the list who turned down the halftime show. The reason she turned it down is likely because her schedule is already booked so full and in advance that there is no time for her to prepare for this type of event. It's expected also for free. The only possible thing that Taylor could get out of it would be, quote, exposure, which we all know she isn't lacking. Justin Timberlake is another celebrity who is most likely banned from ever attending another Super Bowl event after his 2004 viral Super Bowl halftime performance. If you don't know the story, let me catch you up. Justin and Janet Jackson were performing in front of over 150 million fans watching worldwide when at the end of the show, he tore Janet's costume and bared her chest live on stage. It didn't seem like it was a mistake, and Janet was furious, but says she later forgave Justin. Honestly, this whole thing was blown way out of proportion. She opened up about the incident during part 2 of her Janet Jackson documentary for Lifetime. She continues by saying, and of course, it should not have happened, but everybody is looking for someone to blame, and that has got to stop. Justin and I are really good friends, and we will always be really good friends. Next up, we have a pretty obvious NFL ban, Lance Armstrong. NFL prohibits any doping or cheating in all games, so Lance will not be allowed to get anywhere near the Super Bowl. Lance Armstrong, a former American road racing cyclist, helped elevate cycling to global popularity. His 7 consecutive Tour de France victories from 1999 to 2005, and also his status as a cancer survivor, made him one of the most iconic athletes ever. In 2012, cyclist Lance Armstrong was formally stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles after being charged with using performance-enhancing drugs, as well as demanding his teammates also use them to help him win races. Next up, we have another athlete, Oscar Pistorius, another sports star who will not be allowed to attend this year's Super Bowl. In 2012, Oscar from South Africa became the first double amputee to run in the Olympics. Just 6 months later, he ended his girlfriend's life in their house. The news of this gripped South Africa and the entire world. Pistorius, now 37, later claimed that he had mistaken her for a burglar during the night. Pistorius was eventually convicted in 2019, and he has been serving a 13-year prison sentence, but just recently in January, he was released on parole. Next up, we have Tom Brady. Tom Brady is considered to be one of the greatest to have played the game of American football. The quarterback spent the majority of his career with the New England Patriots. However, the great has his fair share of controversies as well. In 2015, Brady was found to be using balls that were intentionally deflated in their game against Indianapolis Colts. This deflated ball was illegal as it meant that Brady had a better grip on the ball. After being found out, Brady was imposed with a fine of $1 million and was also given a 4-match ban. He is technically allowed to attend the game, but it's likely football fans would be furious if they see him there. Our next celebrity who will not be allowed to attend this year's Super Bowl is Tonya Harding. Remember the movie I Am Tonya starring Margot Robbie? Yes, that is her. Tonya Harding is a former American figure skater. In 1994, ahead of the US Figure Skating Championships, Harding conspired to have fellow American figure skater and also her rival, Nancy Kerrigan, attacked. The attack was orchestrated by Harding's former husband and her bodyguard. The plan was to injure Nancy before the tournament so that she couldn't participate in the upcoming tournament and also in the Winter Olympics. And They did just that. Before Kerrigan was about to go on the ice, she got hit hard in the kneecap by a metal bar. Afterwards, crying, "Why me?" a scream heard around the world. However, Harding's plan technically failed as Nancy just ended up with a bruise instead of a broken leg. Nancy Kerrigan then went on to win silver in the Winter Olympics. Tanya admitted to her wrongdoings and was penalized with a fine and 5,000 hours of community service. Another athlete with a scandalous past. Our final celebrity who will not be allowed to attend this year's Super Bowl is Adele, another singer who declined an offer to perform the halftime show. After rumors swirled that Adele would perform at the 2017 Super Bowl, she told a crowd at the 2016 concert in Los Angeles that she actually rejected the offer. First of all, I'm not doing the Super Bowl. I mean, come on, that show is not about music. I can't dance or anything like that. They were really kind, they did ask me, but I said no, Adele told the audience, according to Billboard. The day after the 2016 concert, the NFL and Pepsi released a statement asserting that they never, quote, extended an offer to Adele or anyone else. Yikes. But Adele is doing absolutely fine. That same year, Adele won Grammys for Record of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Pop Vocal Album, and Best Pop Solo Performance. Her hit song Hello has 3 billion views on YouTube, 1 million comments, and 18 million likes. So yeah, she didn't need the Super Bowl.
Conor McGregor, a name that lit up the world of combat sports like a firework. McGregor was divisive, no question about it, but love him or hate him, his ascent was nothing short of spectacular. The spotlight shone so bright it led him straight to a blockbuster bout with none other than Floyd Mayweather. The buildup was classic, Conor's verbal sparring match where no punches were pulled. But as the bout drew closer, something shifted. The sharp wit that had catapulted McGregor to stardom seemed to dim. When he finally stepped into the ring with Mayweather, it wasn't just a fight, it was the end of an era. Mayweather shattered the invincible image Conor had crafted. The climactic showdown with Khabib was more than a fight, and McGregor returned not to the cheer of charm but to the echoes of animosity. The exhibition was striking, yet it peeled back the layers we hadn't seen before. That night, humiliation was served cold, and the world watched as the notorious icon spiraled into chaos. He got humiliated badly, and everything went wild. Before the era of social media dominated headlines, one female star shone the brightest on the world stage, Whitney Houston. She wasn't just a celebrated singer, she was an icon holding an incredible record for 7 straight #1 hits on the Billboard Top 100. With over 200 million records sold and notching up 28 Guinness World Records, Whitney was, without question, a musical juggernaut. The only other star who could match her level of fame was the legendary Michael Jackson, but from 2000 to 2005, Whitney's life took a tragic turn. Her tumultuous marriage to Bobby Brown, a harrowing struggle with addiction, and the chaos of her reality TV show wreaked havoc on her illustrious career. And despite a valiant attempt to rise again with a world tour in 2009 to 2010, audiences witnessed a starkly different Whitney. The once undeniably flawless voice struggled to reach high notes, the range had dimmed, and numerous performances, including a particularly infamous one in Australia, were marred by delays and vocal issues. Disappointment filled the air as many shows plummeted into disarray, leading to an overwhelming consensus that her comeback tour was unsuccessful. Despite further attempts to regain her status, Whitney never reclaimed the once effortless pinnacle of her career. Her precipitous decline remains one of the most poignant examples of a superstar's fall from grace in the music industry. Aaron Hernandez, a former tight end for the New England Patriots, stood at the precipice of a gleaming career in the NFL. Flush with success, he was newly signed to a promising contract, his future in the league all but assured. Tragically, a series of life-altering decisions led him down a dark path that shocked the nation. Hernandez was convicted of ending the life of his friend, and in the midst of attempting to overturn his sentence, he ultimately took his own life. The shadowy tale of a star fallen from grace is a stark reminder of how quickly a life can unravel, leaving more questions than answers in its wake. Aaron's story is not an isolated incident. Many other professional athletes have experienced similar downward spirals due to a variety of factors such as fame, pressure to perform, and personal struggles. Next up, Kurt Cobain. For a short period, Nirvana rose to immense fame, becoming one of the most significant rock bands globally. However, Kurt struggled with the spotlight and grappled with personal battles, including including substance abuse. Nirvana's '92 Reading Festival appearance is etched in history as one of rock's finest live shows. In Utero, released in early '93, soared to the top despite being initially deemed non-viable by the label and facing backlash from retailers over controversial content. Their raw and haunting MTV Unplugged performance in November '93 was uncertain until the very last due to Cobain's dependency struggles. Sadly, in March '94, after a purposeful overdose and a fleeting stint in rehab, Cobain's life ended tragically. Despite its brief existence, less than 7 years, with a limited discography including major labels, albums, the band's impact was seismic, selling over 75 million records. It's a stark tale of rapid ascension against a dark downward spiral. Amanda Bynes, once the quintessential girl next door with a sparkling presence in numerous teen movies, faced a tumultuous journey that led her from the pinnacle of Hollywood success to personal struggles with addiction and a highly publicized conservatorship. Her story is one that reflects both the pressures of fame and the resilience it takes to confront personal demons under the relentless scrutiny of the public eye. Amanda Bynes rose to stardom at a young age with her breakout role on the sketch comedy show All That, and later starring in her own hit sitcom, The Amanda Show. She quickly became known for her comedic talent and charm, captivating audiences with her infectious energy. Her success only continued to grow as she landed leading roles in popular films such as What a Girl Wants and She's the Man. But as her star continued to rise, so did the pressure and expectations placed upon her. In 2010, Bynes announced her retirement from acting at just 24 years old, citing a desire to pursue fashion design instead. However, that decision was met with skepticism and criticism from the media and fans alike, who viewed it as a sign of her unraveling mental state. Next, we're dissecting the extraordinary fall from grace of a once revered icon, O.J. Simpson. It was a downfall that truly blindsided the public. Once celebrated as an exceptional athlete, O.J. Simpson's transition to a life overshadowed by legal controversies took the world aback. But beyond the spotlight and brand deals, there lay a turbulent story waiting to unravel. This infamous trial shed light on the flaws within the criminal justice system and raised questions about privilege and celebrity status. The O.J. Simpson case opened up discussions about wealth, power, and the influence of public perception on the outcome of a trial. But beyond the legal proceedings and media frenzy, there are also personal tragedies at play in O.J.'s story. From his tumultuous marriage to Nicole Brown Simpson to his strained relationship with his children, we gained a deeper understanding of the impact that fame and success can have on one's personal life. Moving on, we delve into the tumultuous narrative of Charlie Sheen's career, a high-profile figure whose descent in Hollywood serves as a cautionary tale. Despite being a top-earning actor on the hit TV show 2.5 Men, Sheen's public persona took a nosedive amid personal turmoil and widely publicized controversy. Throughout his career, Sheen has been known for his charismatic and rebellious attitude, often playing similar characters on screen. However, it was his off-screen behavior that truly caught the attention of the public. In 2011, Sheen's erratic behavior became a topic of concern and speculation after a series of bizarre interviews and outbursts. He notably coined phrases such as winning and tiger blood, which became a viral sensation. As the media frenzy surrounding Sheen's behavior continued, his personal life also came under scrutiny. He had a history of substance and alcohol abuse as well as tumultuous relationships. In 2010, he was arrested for domestic violence against his then-wife, Brooke Mueller. While we have all witnessed a multitude of surprising events at award shows over the years, few could have forecasted the incident involving Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. The altercation not only sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood, but also initiated a cascade of repercussions for Smith's career. The notorious slap seen around the world instantly transformed the public's perception of Will Smith from a beloved actor to a figure of controversy. The ramifications were swift, with projects put on hold and endorsements under threat as the industry grappled with the implications of his actions. The video footage of the incident spread like wildfire on social media and news outlets, leaving many shocked and outraged. The backlash was immediate, with fans expressing their disappointment and disbelief in the actor's behavior. The incident was a stark contrast to Will Smith's Smith's image as a family-friendly, charismatic, and well-respected figure in Hollywood. What drives a man who's already in the limelight to yearn for even more? For Jussie Smollett, it seems it wasn't enough to be famous. He aimed to be an icon, a beacon in the fight against racism. His persistent assertion that he's still the victim as he faced his jail sentence paints a picture of someone who truly believes they've transcended fame and become a symbol through their actions. Despite being well known and successful in his career, Smollett's actions have caused a significant amount of backlash and scrutiny from the public. Many questions arise as to what drove him to allegedly stage a hate crime against himself. Perhaps it was the desire for even more fame and attention, or maybe it was a desperate attempt to elevate himself as a symbol in the fight against racism. Regardless of his motives, Smollett's behavior raises important discussions about privilege, responsibility, and the dangers of seeking validation through victimhood. And last but not least, Britney Spears. Tragically, Britney found herself in a legal tangle that left her at a severe disadvantage, almost akin to being trapped by an antiquated system. For years, she navigated through a court-sanctioned conservatorship that essentially placed her under her father's control, stripping her of autonomy until its very recent termination. The hashtag Free Britney movement has sparked a conversation about the issue of conservatorships and their implications on an individual's life. While these legal arrangements are meant to protect individuals who are unable to make decisions for themselves due to physical or mental incapacity, they can also be abused and used as a means of control. In the case of Britney, her conservatorship was put in place following a series of public breakdowns and mental health struggles. However, many have argued that she was unfairly placed under the control of her father, who allegedly used the arrangement to not only manage her finances, but also restrict her personal life and career choices.
First off, let's talk about the Nicki Minaj drama. Nicki Minaj released a new song called Bigfoot on Monday, and although the rapper has denied it is a diss track, it has been widely perceived as an attack against fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion, whom Minaj has spent days taking shots at in a barrage of social media posts after she apparently interpreted Megan's new song Hiss to be a diss at her. Now let's dive into those crazy tweets Nicki Minaj made about Megan, and these are shocking. January 29th, she tweeted about Megan saying, quote, "Spending so much money, but she's the little broke independent artist. The world knows that she cannot rap. Stop effing trying to make fetch happen. Hashtag Bigfoot. I just put out a song with no promo, no video, it's already number 2. In another tweet, she says, "They are doing so much fraudulent stuff for Bigfoot, she can't do it without a machine behind her. Her mom used to write her raps, her mom was a stand-up real woman, nothing like lion lipo." Nicki is known to comment on Megan Thee Stallion's body, saying she has got a BBL surgery and liposuction. Another celebrity who is not the biggest fan of Megan is Rihanna. Rihanna famously unfollowed Megan on Instagram in 2022, and people weren't quite sure why. In October 2020, Megan Thee Stallion became a Savage X Fenty brand ambassador, having joined the likes of Paris Hilton, Normani, Bella Hadid, and many other celebrities. However, in March 2022, news that Rihanna had unfollowed Megan Thee Stallion blew up on social media days after discovering that the rapstress is no longer a brand ambassador for Savage X Fenty, Rihanna's brand. It was initially revealed when fans noticed Megan's whole collection was deleted off the Savage X Fenty website, and her name was nowhere to be found. Throughout 2020 and 2021, the Savage rapstress promoted Rihanna's Savage X Fenty in a string of photo shoots for the line. However, many fans have also pointed out that the photos have been deleted off of Megan's Instagram, as well as the site. While Megan nor Rihanna have publicly commented on their dispute or why they've unfollowed each other on social media, some fans came up with more theories. It is rumored that Rihanna unfollowed Megan over accusations that A$AP Rocky cheated on the work singer with Megan at some point during their relationship. According to Black Tea Blog, the 34-year-old songstress has felt uncomfortable around Megan for a long time due to Rocky's and Megan's alleged connection. Our next celebrity is Drake. Drake has also unfollowed Megan Thee Stallion on Instagram after the reports of Rihanna's Savage X Fenty Fenty deal with the rapper came to an end surfaced on the internet. Talking to Twitter, tons of posts flooded the platform with their anticipation around some drama to surface among the celebs. Rihanna, Nicki, Kylie, Drake unfollowed Megan, Fortnite removed her song from the game, and Rihanna removed her from the site. Megan Thee Stallion is literally over, like I'm not even joking, one user pointed out. Another user wrote, quote, Rihanna has removed her Savage X Fenty collab with Megan from her site and unfollowed her. Drake also unfollowed Megan. Many believe Drake unfollowed her after the whole Tory Lanez situation that occurred when Tory was in an altercation with Megan one night after a party at Kylie Jenner's Hollywood home, which ended in Tory shooting Megan in the foot. Our next celebrity who apparently hates Megan Thee Stallion is Doja Cat. Fans have noticed their beef over the years, interpreting lyrics in both artists' songs that seem to throw shade at one another. Doja Cat's song Demons include lyrics like, quote, I'm the fastest growing B on all your apps now. You are tired of me cause I'm on your A now. People began to speculate that she was explicitly targeting other rappers like Nicki, Cardi B, and Megan Thee Stallion, and similar artists. In a series of since deleted Instagram stories, the Attention singer debunked all of the rumors and revealed the real target, her fake fans. People don't want to accept that I'm dissing them, so they try to pin it on Cardi, Nicki, and Meg, and every other female rapper, Doja wrote, I don't diss rappers, I diss critics. Stay bored, stay reaching. Our next celebrity is, of course, Tory Lanez. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence in California for his Megan Thee Stallion shooting incident. But where did all that beef begin? And why was he so angry at her? Prosecutors said that in July 2020, in the early morning hours after a party in Los Angeles, Mr. Lanez lashed out at Megan Thee Stallion after she had criticized his rap abilities. Wow. Our next celebrity is Kenneth Petty, also known as Nicki Minaj's husband. First though, let's talk about Nicki's new diss track, Bigfoot. Nicki makes some serious cuts at Megan's family and even ends the song by repeating, quote, lying on your dead mama. If you don't know, Megan's mom passed away in 2019 from brain cancer and was a very prominent figure in her life. So this Nicki diss was meant to cut Megan deep and attack her family. As for why she said it, Nicki seemed to answer that question to some extent, protecting her husband Kenneth. Nicki also reminded Megan Thee Stallion fans that her family is also constantly a focal point of criticism, and she's clearly getting sick of it. This round of beef popped off when Megan seemed to reference Kenneth Petty in her new song Hiss, making a reference that many interpreted as shade towards his legal troubles. So it's assumed Kenneth is not having it with Megan and probably won't be listening to WAP anytime soon. Another celebrity who hates Megan is Joe Budden. Apparently, the media personality and podcast host thinks that a particular Meg line about the people dancing and making R. Kelly go viral is about him. Megan Thee Stallion just lit the rap world on fire with her new single Hiss that we talked about, although a lot of that conversation owes itself to her beef with Nicki Minaj. It wasn't the only diss that her new single seemed to include. Joe Budden theorized on his podcast that she sent shots at his cohorts. Quote, like, I'ma give Meg a little more cause she dissed us on that song, Joe Budden expressed. Listen, I've been scraping my head all morning trying to figure out who'd been dancing to R. Kelly recently, and then it hit me. That was us. Everybody was trying to figure it out. The podcast co-host explained, alright, don't quote me, but I think that she's dissing us, Joe Budden ended with. Jeffree Star is another Megan hater. Jeffree Star is another Megan Thee Stallion hater we can assume from his TikTok live comments about the Nicki Minaj drama. In the TikTok live, he says, shout out my girl Nicki, I've known her since 2009, that amazing goddess. So you're asking, whose side am I on? There is no side. It's Nicki Minaj and it's Pink Sunday. Australian actor Ruby Rose also has reason to be mad at Megan when she received thousands of online threats after fans confused her with another rapper named Ruby Rose. Rapper Ruby Rose was one of the stars who had very strong feelings about the Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj situation, which were revealed after her close friend's Instagram story was leaked. Minaj's Barbs actually got Ruby confused with Australian actor Ruby Rose, who starred in Orange is the New Black and Batwoman. They went on to attack, and Ruby had to release a statement payment. After being harassed and threatened by Nicki's followers, Ruby took to Instagram and wrote, "I have a Y in my name, not an I. I never thought I'd see the day when I was being flooded with threats for involvement in a rap beef. I do not post about rappers on my close friends story." She added, "I assure you my close friends list is never used for anything but more dog photos. I don't know much about the inner workings of the rap world, period. You have the wrong Ruby." Another person who has beef with Megan Thee Stallion is Richard Kanka, the father of the slain child behind the federal law that Megan references in her new song, Megan's Law. Richard, the father of 7-year-old Megan Kanka, the girl that Megan's Law is named after, spoke to TMZ about Hiss on Monday, January 29th. Richard said that the rapper 28, referencing Megan's Law to attack Nicki Minaj, 41 years old, is, quote, "as disrespectful as it gets because it's dragging his late daughter's name into the expletive-riddled song." Richard acknowledged that Megan Thee Stallion's line raised awareness about Megan's Law, but that doesn't change his feelings because the use of his daughter's name in such a graphic/offensive manner was, quote, "highly offensive to the pain that his daughter and his family felt." Richard also noted that he hasn't heard Hiss yet, but has read the lyrics. According to TMZ, Richard is, quote, "considering looking into his legal options to see if Megan's track went too far." And our final celebrity who cannot stand Megan is DaBaby. In his song Boogeyman, DaBaby takes shots at Megan's best friend and reveals without Megan's permission that the two have slept together. With graphic lyrics, it is hard to imagine DaBaby wanted this to come across in a friendly manner. Megan didn't seem too mad at it though, as she seemed to speak about the topic at one of her live shows, saying, quote, "Look, I don't know about y'all, but I love my body. I do what I want with my body, when I want with my body, with who I want with my body."